was some serious bullshit right there. All right, now, all these people don't know me real personally as Steve Austin, but as Steve Austin, I really don't like to speak in public. So I'm a pretty shy guy, but I'm here at Stone Cold Steve Austin tonight. I'm going to do the best I can. I tell you what, I've known Jim Ross a long time. I've made some really, really good friends in this business. I love this business. Damn, Jim Ross comes out here, and Haynes, of course, is with him, and he's on fire on a comedy spree, and tears start coming out of my eyes because he's making me laugh, because he's just one funny son of a bitch. And then a tear comes out of my eye because he touches my heart, because he means that much to me, and I love Jim Ross. And that's why, you know, he's probably the greatest of all time, and telling the stories that happened in that ring. But thank you, Jim, for representing me, and thank you for bringing me up here. I treasure our friendship, and we'll be waiting. Well, I'll tell you what, with that being said, you know, it was fun to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, but let me tell you something. I'm such a fan of this business. I love this damn business. See Harley and get a chance to shoot the shit with JJ and Sarge and Ricky's at my damn table, and how many times I got to go to the ring and have matches with Ricky Steamboat, and I had some damn good matches with Ricky, you know, on TV and a couple pay-per-views, but our best matches happened in arenas when there wasn't no cameras, just house shows going 30 minutes. And stuff like that, and I just been here sharing the stage with Terry Funk and all the guys out there. Nick Funk, we're one of my favorites of all time. It's been a great business, and I guarantee you, where's Lisa at? I was a big Lisa fan from way back. I had a crush on YouTube back in the day. And Rockin' Robin and Wendy Richter, I really enjoyed y'all's work back in the day and respected your work tremendously. And I love women's wrestling. And Judy, you were around a little bit before. I didn't get a chance to see a whole lot of your work, but I love what you guys did in the ring. And I know you talk about the hardships that y'all went through, and I can understand it. Obviously, I didn't live it, but I respected and appreciated y'all's work. I really don't know what to say because there's been so many good stories out here. And I'm not going to come out here and just be a stand-up comedian, but I remember growing up as a kid in South Texas. I was changing channels. We lived in a town of about 5,000 people. I was changing channels on TV and came across Houston Wrestling. Houston Wrestling was a Paul Boss promotion out of Houston, Texas, filmed at the Coliseum. And man, I tell you what, there's just something about changing that channel, something about when I came across that product in the ring by two guys in a smoke-filled arena. Couldn't really see, but maybe the first or second row of that crowd, and it was a whole different production back in the day, and you could smoke in the arena, and hell, that's back when it was real, you know what I'm saying? And man, I was absolutely loved. I watched professional wrestling my entire life, and after, you know, finally getting a scholarship to North Texas State, I had a chance out of junior college to go to either the University of New Mexico or North Texas State. After taking that visit to New Mexico, I knew I wouldn't leave the state of Texas. And I went to North Texas State. It was right outside of Dallas, Texas. And the good thing about that was, it was 30 miles from the world-famous Dallas Auditorium, home of the Von Erichs. I used to ride up there on a Friday night with my buddies. We'd get drunk and throw shit at the wrestlers. Don't pardon my language. I'm going to let my hair down a little bit. I cuss a lot in my personal life. I like to keep all my websites and my Twitter account clean, but we're all adults here. So we throw shit at the wrestlers. I mean, that's what you do when you're a mark. You pay your ticket. These days, I mean, when I got in the ring, I didn't like nobody throwing nothing at me, but you know that's how it goes. Anyway, I just love the business. I got into the business, and I remember breaking in at Chris Adams Wrestling School. And, you know, back in the day, that was when the business was still very protected. And, you know, if somebody said wrestling was fake, you probably was going to fight. And so I started in the business because I loved it. And I remember some of these guys talking about traveling up and down the road. And, you know, I started off and making $15, $20 a night. And it was just fun to be in the ring. I got into business because I loved what the wrestling business looked like on TV. I loved what it felt like to be in the ring and telling the story and being either loved or hated. And bottom line is, I had a hellacious career, had a lot of bureaucratic red tape, a lot of bullshit along the way, had a lot of stuff that I had to work through. a lot of things, a lot of these guys in here have worked through. A lot of what you young cats that are in the business trying to come up right now are working through, trying to figure out, well, how do I get noticed? What I need to do to get on the map? How do I get my foot in the door? You know, I did all that. And, you know, through it all, I got into business for me. And I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I take a lot of pride in what I was able to accomplish, and I was extremely hungry. I wanted to be the best in the world. And like I told people many times, I was never the best looking, the best technical wrestler, this, that, or whatever, but I was able to do the best that I could do. And showing up here tonight, hanging out with Jim Ross and Ainge over there having a cocktail, and I got a chance to meet Terry. Terry's in a wheelchair tonight. He came from Nova Scotia. I got a chance to New Brunswick, in that same neck of the woods. I apologize, but Terry right over there. And Terry came all the way from New Brunswick. And he drew a picture of me in the ring, and drew a picture of me drinking beer with his mouth. Terry's quadriplegic. And he came all this way, I guess, to be here, but to see me, hang out, we got a chance to talk. And what I'm trying to hem haul around, the best thing I ever got out of this business was touching people's lives. And for a guy to come here all this way and to say that to me means everything in the world to me. And I've got to meet some people who went through some bad times in their lives, and maybe through the horse shit that Stone Cold Steve Austin was doing on Monday Night Raw, got to live vicariously through them and draw strength from that, and get through some real big problems in their lives. And through all the things that I've done, whether they were good or they were bad, I guess that's the thing that I'm most proud of. And before I wrap this thing up, I just wanted to actually do something a little bit different, because I'm not going to sit here and blow a bunch of smoke up my ass. But if there's a couple of cats out there that got a few questions, I would like to do just answer a few questions of anything that you might have to ask, if indeed there are any questions, whether it be from one of these youngsters coming in or just anybody in general. Is there any questions whatsoever? No? Okay. Now, is there?
What is the bottom line?
What is the bottom line? Is that bar shut back here? I could use another cocktail. That's the bottom line, because that's it. So. What's that?
You'll be in New Jersey next April.
Man. I'm on the bubble on that. I'm on the bubble on that. I mean, if it's a win-win, if it works, and if they can line somebody up, maybe.
Steve, can I do my Hulk Hogan voice for you? I'm calling Vince as soon as I get done with this thing. Do it! What you gonna do when Stone Cold Steve Austin, the rattlesnake, Stone Cold stunts and destroys you? Was that Hulk Hogan or was that Stone Cold? That was Hulk Hogan for you! I'll whip Hulk Hogan's ass.
That's awesome. That's actually pretty cool though. Huh? That's pretty cool.
Right back here with your hand up in the air, and you got a question, you just give me the sign.
Yeah, Steve, what's your memories of Brian Pillman?
Oh, no, look back here. Go ahead back here.
Yeah, memories of teaming with Brian Pillman.
Did you say memories of teaming with Brian Pillman?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, Brian, it was interesting. You know, we was going down to a TV taping down there in Dothan, Alabama. I walked in. They're just fixing to give me a run as a U.S. champion with Harley Race. And all of a sudden, Brian comes up to me and says, "Hey, kid, we need to take the finish of the we're a tag team now." I said, "What the hell are you talking about? I'm fixing to do a run with Harley Race. This is going to be my big time, right? This is my moment." He goes, "No, I'll talk to Dusty. We're a tag team now." And sure enough, I went and talked to Dusty. He pulled the carpet out from under me. I wasn't doing a run with Harley, and I was in a tag team with Flying Brian Pillman. And I always looked up to Brian, and I enjoyed what he was doing in the ring. He was highly a great athlete. I liked what the stories that he told. Anyway, long story short, man, we went down the road. We got to know each other, and he had all the ideas of coming up with Hollywood Blonde's name, putting the look together, all that stuff. That was Brian being a forward thinker and always trying to think of a way to get to the top. I loved working with Brian. He's one of my best friends in the business. I wish he was still around to be here today to see what he thinks about the shenanigans that are going on today. Brian was a very smart guy. Right there.
All your matches, and all the matches you had your whole life, you just feel tonight that was a really bad night for you, and a night that was a really good night.
Man, you know, I had a real bad night. I think he booked, who was it, was it me and Terry Taylor, or me and Bobby Eaton against BN News? And, it was a damn scaffold match in WCW. It was just shits. Worst match of the year, and PWI, of course, PWI was a shoot. So, worst match of the year. That was a bad night at the office. Getting dropped on my head was a bad day at the office. Anytime going to the ring was fun for me. And, you know, I see Ricky Steamboat sitting here 5, well, maybe 8 feet away from me. Let me just go on record. There's probably 1,000 people in here, whatever. Every time I beat Ricky Steamboat, it was a shoot. Every time he won, it was a work. I always like when people ask me questions about some of the matches, and that's why I love sitting there, because I'm such a fan and listen to these guys recant all these memories with such clarity. Well, I know we had to go out there and put in some time or whatever. Didn't we have to go out there and put in some time?